Today I learned a New Jersey man bought a $5 bottle of orange juice from ShopRite. His wife said it was too expensive and sent him back to return it because it was on sale for $2.50 elsewhere. He then decided to buy 2 lottery tickets with the cash refunded from the OJ. He won $315.3 million. Today I learned garden veggie straws, which shows fresh vegetables on the bag and are promoted as a healthy alternative to chips, are actually made of salt, starch, and tomato paste. They have less nutrition than actual potato chips, and the manufacturer, who has a history of false claims, is now being sued. Today I learned Dr. Phil lost his license to practice psychology in 2006. Therefore, all guests on his TV show must sign a contract stating they are only there to receive advice from an individual, not a psychologist. Today I learned dogs get sprayed by skunks so often because skunks lift their tails as a warning. Dogs see this as, "Come smell my butt," which is the exact opposite message from what the skunk is trying to send. Today I learned the belly button is so dirty that scientists are finding new unknown bacteria. One person had bacterium previously found only on Japanese soil, where he had never been. Today I learned you are less likely to die during an economic depression. This is mostly attributed to cleaner air, reduced traffic, and fewer dollars spent on vices like tobacco and alcohol. Today I learned research shows that starting school at 10 a.m. instead of 8:30 a.m. halves student illness and improves academic performance. Today I learned mushroom management is where employees are told about the ideas or general state of the company and are given work without knowing its purpose, so called because they are kept in the dark and fed bullish. Today I learned the TV show, The Voice, heavily promotes the fact that the winner gets a free record deal. However, many of them get dropped shortly after signing. The winner of season 7 even admits none of the label executives knew who he was when he first entered the office shortly after winning. Today I learned magnolia plants are so ancient that they are pollinated by beetles because they existed prior to bees appearing. Today I learned a Canadian man getting a rectal exam by his doctor at a hospital was observed by people he assumed were medical practitioners or med students. He sued the hospital and observers after learning the observers were 2 actors who play doctors on TV doing research for the TV series Saving Hope. Today I learned when Julie Andrews won the Oscar for Mary Poppins, she thanked Jack Warner, the producer of the competing movie, My Fair Lady. Andrews had starred in My Fair Lady on Broadway, but Warner refused to cast her in the movie, leaving Andrews open to play Mary Poppins. Today I learned that when Mel Brooks was 16 years old, he worked for a theatrical producer who raised funds by sleeping with his investors, most of whom were elderly women. He also knew 2 showmen who created flop after flop, but still profited. They inspired him to make the 1967 film, The Producers. Today I learned putting LED lights on float lines of 864 fishing gill nets reduce the bycatch of sea turtles by 74.4% and by 70.8% for dolphins, whales, and porpoises. The same amount of targeted fish were caught by both 864 lighted gill nets and 864 unlighted gill nets in a study of 3 ports in Peru from 2015 to 2018. Today I learned TBS sped up Seinfeld episodes by 7.5% so they could add 2 more minutes of commercials. Today I learned goats prefer happy people. They can differentiate between human facial expressions and prefer to interact with happy people. Today I learned there was an entire horror movie filmed inside the US Disney parks without permission. Actors and crew dressed up as tourists and filmed over 2 weeks in each park. Disney chose to ignore the movie, most likely to avoid giving it further attention. It premiered at Sundance. Today I learned in March 2006, a man purchased an authentic official copy of the Declaration of Independence one of 200 official copies commissioned by John Quincy Adams in 1820, for $2.48 at a Nashville, Tennessee thrift shop. It later sold for $477,650 at auction. Today I learned that the liquid from canned chickpeas, and only chickpeas, not other beans, is called a aquafaba, and can be whipped into a stiff, fluffy foam. Aquafaba can be used instead of egg whites in baking, and can even be used to make egg-free merengue. Today I learned, in 1986, all game designers working for Konami were forbidden to attach their actual name to any project. Instead, they were required to create a fake name to be listed in the game's credits. This was to prevent them from asking for raises, and keep rival companies from stealing their talent. Today I learned, the popular sriracha sauce in the US, in the green capped bottle, tastes different because they have a different supplier of chili peppers. The owner sued the original supplier for $1 million claiming he overpaid. The farmer countersued and won $23.3 million and now makes his own sriracha. Today I learned that automakers have been adding fake engine noises to their car speaker systems, or even adding entirely separate speaker systems, to increase the rumble and depth of the sound of engines, to compensate for modern efficiency resulting in less oomph. It's called a sound actor. Today I learned that potatoes and onions shouldn't be stored together, because onions emit ethylene gas that spoils potatoes. Today I learned, after the Boston Tea Party, many Americans switched to drinking coffee during the Revolutionary War, because drinking tea had become unpatriotic.